everybody, welcome to the Waldock Way. I'm Jessica, and today's video is going to be a let's chat about screens. So this is a topic I've kind of shied away from doing a video on previously because I know that it can be a little controversial. Most people are kind of in one camp or the other when it comes to screen time. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. I respect your opinion to disagree with me. I'm not saying that my way or my decision is any better than anybody else's. I've just been asked so much lately that I decided that it was probably best that I go ahead and film this video and make my opinion on screens public and kind of tell you guys what we do or don't do in our school/home, in that way that you would just know my answer to these questions. So if you've been around the Waldock Way any length of time, or you own any of the Waldock Way curriculum, you kind of probably already know where we as a family fall on screens. We find them extremely beneficial. The Waldock Way curriculum always includes TVs and shows and YouTube playlists. Some of them even include skills from Alexa. Screens and technology, we embrace it as much as possible. I think that there is a ton that can be taught and learned through it. So we dive in very, very deeply and embrace it a lot. And we have very few limits on it as well. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a couple of the things that we have, some of the things that she has access to, and then tell you the one rule we have. So she has access to, there's 3 TVs in our house. There's one in our bedroom, her bedroom, and our living room. She rarely, I cannot even tell you the last time she's turned the TV on in her bedroom. She doesn't like being in her room watching TV by herself. She'd rather be with us, which is fine. So her TV probably hasn't been turned on in 7 or 8 months. We actually just put it in there when she was very, very young and watched those horrible shows. No offense, but the horrible ones that just made my ears want to bleed. So that's when we put the TV in there. And she hasn't watched it in forever, so I don't even know why it's still in there. But, so she has access to TV. We have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and Curiosity Stream as our 4 main, streaming channels. Curiosity Stream is probably the one we watch the most. Emily and my husband are both very obsessed with documentaries. So as soon as we found that, it's been the thing that's played the most on our TV. We also watch a lot of the Disney nature documentaries on Netflix. And then obviously we watch all of the YouTube playlists that are in my curriculums, like Passports and Waldock Wizards and Wands that go with each of the units. We do occasionally watch a fiction show like Just Add Magic. We watched Merlin as a family. We watched Once Upon a Time as a family. And we love those kinds of things because we tie them in to, when we watched Once Upon a Time, we watched that as we were doing the fairy tale project from Brave Writer. And it was really, really awesome how it kind of was like fractured fairy tales and it just went along with it. And she really loved it. And I think it helped her be more creative. We are also really, really big into movie nights. We live, breathe, and die by movie nights. We do them all the time. So we probably watch a movie together as a family at least once or twice a week. Sometimes it's, Disney animated, sometimes it's not. So that is television. She also has a phone, and the only reason she has a phone, I bought a refurbished, literally the oldest model I could buy that would work with the Wizards United app because her tablet did not work with it. And this is probably selfish, but me and my husband didn't want her playing on our accounts. And it was kind of one of those things that we wanted to do as a family. And judge all you want, but we really, really enjoy it. We go for walks as a family in our neighborhood and in our area, and we play the game together, and we love it. So she has the oldest, refurbished, cheapest phone that would work with that app, which I think is like an S6. But it's not on a plan. She doesn't have service, and she literally has Wizards United, and I think 2 other apps that wouldn't work with her tablet. I think her Sphero Mini required an app that didn't work with her tablet, and she always had to use my phone previously for it, so now that's on her phone. And then she has a tablet, which this is, I believe, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A. I'm not really sure. We are Android, so it was just easier for me to get her a Samsung tablet since that's what worked for us, since we already knew it. And for the most part, she has no limits on her tablet. We don't make her do certain things to earn her tablet. She doesn't really have time limits on her tablet. It's not like, okay, your 30 minutes is up, you have to get off of it. No, she does not have free reign of the App Store. So it's password protected. She cannot go in and download any apps herself. She has to ask permission. So I govern the apps that are on her tablet, but once they're on there, she can pretty much do anything she wants. And the only time I will ask her to get off the tablet and do something else is if I notice that her eyes are bothering her. So she won't say it, but if I look over and she's, rubbing her eyes underneath her glasses, then it's time for her to take a break. And I don't take it away for the day. I just ask her to take a break, and she can come back to it in a little bit. And that's just because she wears glasses, and I don't want her to, her muscles to be messed up and her eyes to be weakened from it. So that's the only reason that we take it away, for that reason. In the mornings, she's not allowed to have her tablet. That is our only real screen rule. And that is because about 1.5 to 2 years ago, she was getting her tablet every morning, because if you haven't been around very long, I'm not a morning person, and so she's up and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed way before I'm ready to even be a human. And getting her to come from the tablet to the table to do schoolwork or to morning basket, or just getting her off of the tablet, was causing us strife in the mornings, because she would kind of get a little bit of an attitude with me about getting off of it, and I wouldn't be fully awake, and I would be a little more cranky than usual. I wouldn't have the patience that I have 30 minutes after me being up and moving, and it was causing strife. It wasn't good for us. So that is when I found strewing, and I started strewing, which the things that I strew make her just as happy as her tablet would. So it's an even trade-off. It's just a little bit more work for me that evening before I go to bed, and those activities are easier for her to bring to morning basket or to our start of the day. So it's not as hard for her to walk away from. For instance, if I was to leave out blocks, she could bring the blocks to morning basket and build with them until she was done. So it's not as hard for her. It doesn't cause as much strife. We're not giving each other attitude about it. So that is her only, I guess, real rule, is that she can't have it in the morning time. I tend to say she can't have it till after school, but that's not always true, because a lot of our school, we play apps or watch shows or watch videos or incorporate technology, so there is a chance she's going to get it before school's out. And even the morning time rule is not a hard and fast rule. That rule has been broken a lot. If she's sick, she can get her tablet. If I'm sick, she can get her tablet. I mean, I tell her, hey, why don't you go get it? There have been times, she has 2 friends that she FaceTimes with a lot, and there have been times when our schedule hasn't met up for, a week or a little bit more, and she's missing them, that we will make exceptions for her to talk to them in the morning, because that's when our schedules, link up, and that's fine. So there are exceptions to the rule. But we are very, very screen friendly in this house. We really don't have a whole lot of rules, but that is because we've never had to have them. I mean, if Emily was sitting in front of the television for 12 hours, then yeah, I would probably say we needed to have some serious rules, but that's never been an issue. She'll watch, right now she's hooked on Jack Hanna's Countdown, and she'll watch like 2 episodes, which is like 40 minutes, and then by the time the second episode's off, she's like, oh, that was great, and she's ready to leave and go do Barbies or go outside and play or do something. Same thing with her tablet. The only time she gets a little obsessed with it is when she gets a new app, something new and fun and exciting, and she may spend like a full hour on it, maybe even longer. She can go up to maybe 2 hours, I mean, with breaks because of her eyes, but she may be on it for an hour or 2 straight, and that's fine, because then she may not touch her tablet for a week after that. And I feel like it's just kind of all a balance. I mean, I'm the same way, scroll social media for 2 hours and then take a break for a week. So I feel like as long as it's in moderation over a long period of time, it's not that big of a deal. And I also feel like there are a tons of educational values to it. I mean, she has a lot of math apps on her tablet, and she has a lot of language apps. She loves playing Hangman, which is tons of spelling. She knows more marine biology than me or her father from watching Octonauts. So there's a ton of wonderful educational value in it. And so that's why we don't have rules to it, because we've noticed that it benefits her greatly to have access to all of these things. So that's where I stand on screens. We really don't moderate them. We don't have a whole lot of rules, and we're making the rules as they, as the need arises for them. Up until the morning time rule a year and a half ago, we didn't have any rules on screen. So I'm sure it'll change as she gets older. And as that happens, I will let you know and I will keep you updated. But as of now, we don't really have a whole lot other than she can't have it in the morning and within moderation.